Hey, thanks for being here. There's something sacred about making space to create, to slow down, to remember, to let God meet you in the process. That's what this is, a place where we are reminded that we are kept, held by a Father who knows us, sees us, and chose us before the foundation of the world. This week I drew without a plan, just a bird I love, and somewhere in the drawing I found something I needed to say. Or maybe something I needed to hear. So let's sit with that together. The blue heron is one of my favorite birds. If you've ever watched one, really watched one, you know what I mean. It stands at the edge of water for long, patient, stretches without moving, neck curved, eye fixed, completely present to the moment. It doesn't rush, it doesn't fidget, it simply waits. And there is a quality to that waiting that is almost meditative. Like the bird has made a decision about stillness that most of us haven't. I've been thinking about that kind of waiting lately. We talk a lot in the faith spaces about waiting on God, about the discipline of holding still when everything in you wants to move, about trusting the timing, about the long silence between the promise and its fulfillment. And all of that is real. I've lived it. I think most of us have. But something shifted for me recently. A quiet, almost sideways realization. What if, in this particular season, he's the one waiting on me? Not waiting because he's slow or distant or withholding, but waiting the way a person waits at a door they've already opened, patient and hurried, not going anywhere, waiting for me to get ready, to open up, to actually trust him in this new space he's been trying to walk me into. I sat with that for a while because it's more uncomfortable than it sounds. Psalm 62, verse 1 says, "My soul waits in silence for God alone. From Him comes my salvation." I've read that verse as a posture I'm meant to hold. Silence, waiting, fixing my attention on Him. And it is that. But lately I've been reading it differently, as an invitation to actually locate where the stillness is. To ask honestly, who is truly at trust in this relationship right now? Who is at the water, composed and unhurried and ready? Because I think for a lot of us, and I include myself entirely, we are the ones pacing at the edge, moving back and forth between trust and hesitation, wanting the new space but gripping the doorframe of the old one. Not because we don't believe, but because new spaces require a kind of trust that old ones already tested and worn in. The familiar, even when it's smaller than what's being offered, at least has the advantage of being known. And he stands at the water, waiting, without impatience, without withdrawing the invitation. Psalm 46:10, "Be still and know that I am God." That word, be still, in the Hebrew is rafa. It means to sink down, to release, to let go of your grip. It isn't a passive stillness. It's an active laying down, a decision to stop holding things up by your own effort and let them rest in something more reliable. And the knowing that follows the stillness is important. It isn't be still and then figure things out. It isn't be still and then understand the plan. It is, be still and know that I am God. The knowing is of Him, of who He is, of what He is like, which means the invitation isn't primarily to understand your circumstances. It is to understand your Father, to let His character become the ground you're standing on instead of your ability to see what comes next. That's the trust He's been waiting for me to bring into this new space. Not the trust that sees the whole road, the trust that knows who is walking it with me. And then Isaiah 40:31. And I want to read it slowly because I think we rush past it. But those who wait on the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings like eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint. The waiting comes first, and out of the waiting, not despite it, comes the mounting up. The strength is renewed in the stillness. The wings are the fruit of the patient, trusting, open-handed posture that preceded them. The heron doesn't chase the fish. It waits, completely present, and at the right moment, it moves. And when it moves with an accuracy that the frantic and the rushed never find. I want to be that. Not the pacing, the gripping, the managed distance from a space that requires more of me than I've been willing to give. But the stillness, the open hand, the eyes that say, I don't need to see everything. I know who is at the water, and He's been waiting for me. Psalm 62, verse 1 to 2. My soul waits in silence for God alone. From Him comes my salvation. He alone is my rock and my salvation, my fortress. I shall not be greatly shaken. Psalm 46, verse 10. Be still and know that I am God. I will be exalted among the nations. I will be exalted in the earth. Isaiah 40, verse 28 to 31. Have you not known? Have you not heard? The Lord is the everlasting God, the creator of the ends of the earth. He does not faint or grow weary. His understanding is unsearchable. He gives power to the faint, and to him who has no might, He increases strength. Even youths shall faint and be weary, and young men shall fall exhausted. But they who wait for the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings like eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint. I'm still learning to be still learning what it means to bring an open hand into a space that asks more of me than the last one did. Still catching myself gripping the doorframe of the familiar when something larger is being offered just beyond it. But here's what I keep coming back to, and I want to leave this with you. He is not standing at the water with a stopwatch. He is not calculating how long you've taken or tallying the number of times you've pulled back. He is not growling, tired of waiting, or quietly revising what he's offering downward because you haven't arrived yet. He is just there, at the edge of whatever this new thing is, composed, unhurried, holding the invitation open with the same steadiness he held it yesterday and the day before that. The way a good father waits, not impatiently checking the door, but genuinely, warmly, ready for the moment you decide to cross the room. You don't have to have it figured out before you move. You don't have to be healed before you trust. You don't have to understand the whole space before you step into it. You just have to know who is already in it. And He is already in it. So whenever you're ready, and I say this to myself as much as anyone, He is not behind you trying to catch up. He is not ahead of you impatient at the delay. He is right there, at the water, in the stillness, in the new thing that feels too big, too good, too much, like something you might not deserve. He has been there the whole time. Be still and know. Until next week, you're kept.